The air was thick with dampness as 5 friends, each eager for adventure, ventured deeper into the cave system. The day had begun like any other, a trip to the mountains, a challenge to push their limits. But now, as they descended into the stifling darkness, something felt wrong. The cave's cool air felt heavier with every step, and the eerie silence was broken only by the distant drip of water. "No signal," Jason muttered, pulling out his phone. He'd been trying to send a text for the last few minutes, but there was no service here. "We'll be fine. It's just a short walk to the other side." Lena, the practical one of the group, shot him a skeptical look. "We should turn back before it gets too late." "Don't be a buzzkill," Zach, the risk-taker, laughed. "It's just a cave. We'll be out in no time." With a reluctant nod, Lena followed the others as they continued through the winding tunnels. The darkness was absolute, the kind that swallowed every beam of their flashlights, giving them the feeling of walking blind. The deeper they went, the colder the cave became. It wasn't just the chill in the air, though. It was the growing sense of unease, like something was watching them from the blackness. A strange sound broke the silence. It wasn't the usual echo of their footsteps or the faint rustling of the wind. It was a low, guttural hum, almost a growl. "Did you hear that?" Lena asked, her voice tight. "I heard it," Jason replied, his flashlight swinging around nervously. "Maybe it's just an animal," Zach said, shrugging. "It's a cave. There are bats, foxes, stuff." But none of them were convinced. As the group pressed on, the sound grew louder. It wasn't an animal, it was something else. Something that sounded wrong. Suddenly, Jason froze. His flashlight illuminated a narrow tunnel up ahead, but something was off. A shadow moved in the darkness, too big to be anything natural. "Did you see that?" he whispered. Lena, now visibly shaken, squinted. "No, I didn't see anything." But the shadow was unmistakable. And it wasn't just a shadow, it was a figure. Tall, with limbs too long, bending at unnatural angles. Before anyone could react, the figure moved, fast, its limbs contorting as it slithered through the dark, vanishing into the deeper parts of the cave. "What the hell was that?" Zach breathed, stepping back. Then, the air grew colder, and the growl returned, louder this time. And something else, a whispering, low and indecipherable, wrapping around them like a second skin. Without warning, Jason turned and bolted down the tunnel, his panic outweighing his judgment. "Jason!" Lena screamed, but it was too late. Jason's frantic footsteps were swallowed by the cavern, followed by an unsettling silence. "We need to get out of here," Lena said, her voice shaking. But as they began to move, something flickered in the corner of their eyes. It was a silhouette Jason, or something that looked like him. His face was pale, stretched in a grotesque imitation of a smile. And then, Jason's voice, warped and distorted, echoed through the cave. "You can't leave. He's here now. He's with you, with us." Before any of them could process what had just happened, the figure lunged, and Jason was gone, swallowed by the darkness. Lena screamed, her heart racing. They turned and ran, but the growl was louder now, and the whispering, thick and heavy, was everywhere. Zach was the next to vanish. 1 second, he was running ahead of them, and the next, his body crumpled to the ground with a sickening crack. His flashlight spun wildly on the stone floor, casting erratic shadows as his blood pooled around him. They ran, not looking back, but the whispers followed them. The growls, too, now mixed with distorted sounds, dragging footsteps, the unmistakable sound of something creeping behind them. Lena stumbled, nearly tripping over a loose stone, and looked up just in time to see a figure. It was Zach, but not Zach. The thing was dressed in his clothes, wearing his face, though its eyes were wild, and its smile stretched unnaturally wide. It grinned at her, and with a horrific slowness, it raised its arm. "No, no!" Lena screamed, her heart hammering in her chest. She tried to turn and run, but the figure whispered something, its voice too familiar. "Join us," it rasped. "You can't escape." The last thing Lena saw was the shadow descending upon her. She screamed, her voice drowned by the darkness. All that remained was the echo of their footsteps, swallowed by the cave. When the sun rose the next morning, only their abandoned gear lay at the cave entrance, scattered and untouched. The mountain rangers would search for days, but they never found the friends, and the cave would keep its secret, its whispers, and the things that lurked in the dark.